What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for coming back to Cobra TV. I don't know if I got stuff too loud or too low, but I'm sure people let me know here pretty soon. This is going to be a subcast, and I'll be back. I want to talk a little bit about what happened, let everybody know, what happened and everything, and why I've been gone. And Peaceful Gamers first. What's up, Peaceful Gamer? How you doing, buddy? Thank you, Haley. My daughter brought my hat. She probably thought I needed it because I look like a mess. So I'm going to stay off the camera for today. But I will be right back after the subcast intro, and I will see you guys on the other side.
You have tuned into Cobra TV, the only galactic radio station in the Euclid galaxy. This is a subcast. Join our Discord and wait in the room called at less 102.5 FM to be raptured. If you can't come on the show, leave Cobra's Speakpipe message. The link is below. We are sorry, no guests allowed tonight. Cobra is not trapped in the simulation with you. You are trapped in the simulation with Cobra. Join our cult. The Cult of the Atlas. The link is below. This is a subcast, and now, your host, Cobra.
No yet tonight!
And again, guys, thank you so much for coming back to Cobra TV. All right, so it's been a wild week for me, and I hope everybody had like a really good spooky trick-or-treat night, Halloween night, however you wanted to spend it, whether you're out getting candy from people or scaring kids or just sitting inside with your loved ones watching something spooky or scary. I know a while back I used to watch Night of the Living Dead every single beggar's night, and kind of fell off the track on that for a little bit. But my kids, my two older ones, they went out on their own, but my two younger ones, they didn't get to go trick-or-treating, and I feel really bad for that. And half of that is because of my injury, and my wife is still pretty banged up from the car accident, and we have no car. And I live in out country, so the place to go trick-or-treating is like, one neighborhood over. So you have to really drive to it just to get to a trick-or-treating area. But thank you guys so much for coming out to the call here. To the subcast. I'm going to start off by telling you guys I'm on pain medication, so I am legally high right now. So I may not make sense at certain times, and I may slur my words a little bit. But thank you so much for coming out. All the support you guys are showing on Facebook and on Twitter, and the videos. MZK just uploaded a video today, so thank you so much, MZK, for the kind words on there. And it feels good to be back in front of the mic again, and I'm sitting at the computer in a very weird way. I got to have my leg propped up, and so I'm kind of like laying down sort of at the computer. Maybe I'll take a picture and show you how goofy it looks and put it on Twitter or something like that. But thanks for coming out. I hope everybody, this mic is way too loud. Let me see if I can fix things. It looks like the cats have been up here and messing around a little bit. It's going to have to do for right now. It's going to have to do. I'll try and keep my voice down a little bit. But I want to talk about Abyss, guys. Make no mistake, this is a subcast. I want everybody to come on and hear it a little bit and talk about Abyss. Tell me what you're excited about. I still have not yet had a chance to play it. I just got back home yesterday, and I've pretty much been in a sleeping haze. The pain medications knocked me out quite a bit. But I do want to talk about real quick about what happened, because a lot of people are interested in what happened to me. And I also want to just try and tell people to be careful, because I'm one of those people that never thought something like this would ever happen to me. You see pictures of it online. You hear about it from friends or loved ones or family members, or you just, you see videos of it on YouTube. And you never think that it's going to happen to you, just like myself. I didn't think it was ever going to happen to me, but it was a very weird experience. We'll talk about this. I'm not going to bring it up any other time. I just wanted to bring it up now, and then we'll just leave it in the past. It is what it is, and we'll just move forward from here, and it'll just be Cobra TV stuff. But again, I do want to touch on that a little bit. But so I had a day off. Me and the wife, we were going to go to, I recently quit smoking cigarettes, and I turned over to vape, just so that way I wouldn't be putting ash in my lungs. And it was really helping me. I was starting to smell and taste things a lot better. And so we were running out of vape, and we're like, hey, let's go get some really cool flavors. And so I uploaded a video on Patreon talking about the subcast that we were going to have that night, talking about how excited we were waiting for The Abyss. And then we left. Got into the car, and we were driving. Of course, we're driving. We were driving on this road, and we're having a conversation. Normally, I'm a speed demon, but I don't speed when my wife and kids are in the car, not like I do when I'm by myself. But we're going to regular speed limit. And we come across this intersection. We cross the intersection, and there's a lot of smoke in the road. And other cars are in the different lanes, and we're all just traveling. Well, the lane that I was in, inside the smoke, was like this big construction truck that was sweeping the road, and that's why there was so much smoke and dust across all the lanes. And it happens to be the lane that I was in had a big truck in it, and I didn't see it until it was too late. Like, I didn't even have I shouldn't have came on right now. I didn't have enough time to react. So to show you some pictures of the cars. The car actually. Let me take window capture off. Well, I don't think I have to. So there's a picture of my car. I didn't see the truck. And we hit. I didn't think I passed out because I don't remember passing out. But then I heard my wife gasping for air. She was saying she couldn't breathe. And I opened up my door and I started screaming for help. All of a sudden there were cars everywhere, stopping to see if we're okay. And it was so strange that I thought I was dreaming. My dad was running towards the car. Like, I thought at that moment that I was literally dreaming because my dad was there. And he told me to get out of the car. The car's on fire. But then he grabbed a hold of me and he told me to stay there. And he said, it's not on fire. It's the dust from the airbags. And then he was caressing me, trying to keep me calm. I'm screaming. I'm asking. I looked over to the passenger side. My wife's no longer in the car. I guess somebody had taken her out and I didn't notice. And I'm wondering if she's okay, because the last I heard, she couldn't breathe. And then I just couldn't get over the fact my dad was there. Like, he was on the other side of the intersection, and he said from the other side he saw all this dust, and then he saw a bright flash of light. As he got closer, he could see a truck. And then on the other side of the truck, he saw a bright flash of light. And then this spinning ball of light going across the intersection. And then it dimmed out. That was my headlight. And as he crossed the intersection, he noticed that car right there used to be his car. And he sold it to me for like $1,300. And so I shouldn't have came on this soon. He stopped immediately and got out. Well, I tried to get out because I wanted to see where my wife was. And I noticed when I moved my leg, it didn't feel normal. Something was wrong with my leg, but I didn't have any pain. Not yet, at least. And I kept telling my dad, I'm like, there's something wrong with my leg. It doesn't feel right. The clutch, I guess I had my foot down on the clutch, and when the car got crashed in, it pushed the clutch up into my foot and literally, you know, your foot's like an L shape. Well, it made it into like a heartbeat shape, you know, where it goes up. So the paramedics came, and the pain started to settle in, and they cut off my clothes, and my pants and my shoe and sock and everything. And my knee was all messed up. The bones and everything that hooks up the joint right there at the knee, it was all destroyed. So they ended up having to put a screw in right there at the knee. And so they put a screw there, and then they had to rebuild my foot. And here's some more pictures of the cars here. The car. So that passenger seat's where my wife was sitting. There's another picture there. Peaceful Gamer, thanks, buddy. I appreciate the super chat, bro. And there I am right there in the hospital. My dad took that picture. Okay, so that's what happened, and that's why I didn't make the subcast that night. I am going to ask this just once. And we're never going to talk about this again. We're not going to talk about the car accident after the subcast ever again. The doctor said that I can't walk for 6 to 8 weeks on that foot. Can't put pressure on it. So therefore I'm out of work. I was able to get disability, so I'm going to get something on my paycheck to be able to take care of my kids. Ivano, thank you so much, buddy. Says Super Chat says, get well, Cobro, just sending love and support. Thank you, buddy. So I had liability insurance on that car. It's the only one we had. So if anybody is in a position to help, there is a Streamlabs link down below. And if you can, then that'd be great. If not, I feel silly for asking for help. But thank you, Stuart Ellis. It says get well soon from Stuart Ellis. It's going to take time. So that's the story. That's what happened to me. Look, if there's smoke and you don't know why, slow down. Jeez, slow down. You got to slow down for that. Because there's got to be a reason why there's smoke or dust or something like that. The bridge, it's a high bridge, and there was construction there, so sometimes there is smoke kicking up from the wind. So it was odd seeing the smoke there, but it wasn't too out of the ordinary, but it was odd seeing that much. Just be careful. Watch. If you know the old saying, like, if there's smoke, there's fire. Well, watch out for the smoke, because there's definitely a reason for the smoke. Or in our case, it wasn't smoke; it was dust. Sci-fi guy Henry says, "We are a constellation, but you are the shining star." Thank you so much, buddy. Let's see. Do I have? Okay. All right. Semtex is, I guess, in the chat. I want to get Semtex on the call, and that's what happened to me, guys. I don't know if I'm emotional because the pain medication. I was watching a video yesterday. I was watching a video last night on Facebook, and I started crying, and so I think a lot of the emotion is from the pain medication, and I'm sorry. I didn't know. I thought I had enough wherewithal to be able to come on and do a subcast normal and talk about this and then move on from it. So I'm going to go ahead and get Semtex on the call.
Technology recharge.
Oh, thank you so much, Pone Stream. Thank you, buddy. Sci-Fi Henry, thank you so much. Says we are a constellation, but you are the shining. Did I already read that? ER Burrows, thank you so much, Sci-Fi Guy Henry. ER Burrows donated. Thank you so much, Stuart Ellis. I'm gonna get Semtex is in the subcast room. I'm gonna go into the subcast room and Semtex, you there, buddy? Semtex.
I'm here, bro. I'm here.
What's up, bud? How you doing?
I'm good.
We got Captain Monday Baker donating to the Super Chat saying, so glad you're alive. I am too. I am too, man. I
think we're all super glad you're alive, Cobra, and I think it's just a relief for everyone to hear your voice again, to be completely honest.
I'm just super happy. Let me get this off the screen. I am just super happy that there wasn't a car behind me when we hit that truck. Because then that would have been devastating. It really would have.
Well, not only that, it's like, obviously we've sort of spoken and stuff, so I'm a little bit more aware of kind of what happened, but I'm so glad that you kind of took the brunt of it, if you know what I mean, and your wife didn't, if you know what I mean, because, it's super savage, you know what I mean? And the thing everyone has to remember is Cobra is going to be fixed. It is going to take time for him to heal, but everyone just... Please give Cobra a little bit of time, kind of, get himself a little bit more together so that he can kind of get back to making his content and that. Don't worry, you are going to get absolutely flooded with content going forward. I promise you, we've got loads of plans.
Off and work for 6 weeks.
Exactly, man. Get ready for them streams. They're coming.
Yeah, and I can't walk, so it's not like I'm going to be out vacationing. So, I'm going to be in front of the computer. Captain Monday Baker, thank you so much for the Super Chat donation, saying, so glad you're alive. Cody Murphy, or Mumper, sorry. I think I say that every single time I say his name. Better days ahead, Cobra. We'll be through thick and thin. For you and your family, nothing but love and support. Get well soon.
And guys, it's really hard, especially when you do make content and things like that, to kind of reach out to the people that support you and ask for help. And especially in a situation like this, Cobra's sort of he really doesn't want to do this, but he's in a very, very sticky situation. Now there are obviously a couple of options that you can use to help support Cobra at the moment. I will say, from being a content creator myself, the Streamlabs one is the one that kind of gets to the creator the fastest with the least amount of kind of
the Streamlabs is immediate.
So it really is pretty much immediate. It puts it pretty much straight in his pocket. So if you are able to help, the Streamlabs link is below. I will link it again in the chat. It would be absolutely amazing of everyone to kind of help out, but please don't. It's absolutely essential. But if you're in a position and you can, jump on that. Also, for ongoing support, there is the Patreon link below, which is kind of like a small monthly donation to sort of support streamers, content creators like myself and Cobra. So jump on that. If you have the ability, even if it's just a couple of bucks a month, man, it all adds up. And it really will make a difference to Cobra right now in the situation he's in. So, if you can and you're able, please do that. And just thanks everyone for all the love and support that you've shown on Twitter and everything as well.
Yes, thank you so much, guys. All the words and kind words and things you've been saying on Twitter and on Facebook and in the Discord. Thank you so much, guys. Like sitting in the hospital, in and out of sleep. I was doing a lot of sleeping and things like that. But whenever I wake up, I would check Twitter and see what you guys were saying, and you guys were cheering me up a lot. I mean, a heck of a lot. We've got Mo Reactions super chat saying you and your family get well. The community is behind you. Much love. William Levan, we got your back. Thank you so much, William. Large Black Man, get well, bro. Thank you so much, buddy. Yeah, so that's that. It'll never be brought up on any other subcast. We won't talk about it beyond this point. But you guys are amazing, and it was very therapeutic to actually talk about it to people instead of just sitting here and me and the wife just talking about it and wondering how the heck our lives changed so quickly. You know, it's just so weird.
It's in a blink of an eye. The crazy thing is that we were, like, that very night, we were actually meant to be doing an interview with one of the Beyond Good and Evil kind of community members.
Right.
And I had literally just sent Cobra a message saying, "Hey, bro, we got this interview thing. Are you still about?" And like a few minutes later, I saw the tweet come up, and I was like, "No, what's going on?" And then obviously, you know, because we mainly chat through Discord and stuff like that, there's no way to get in contact with him. Freaking out, kind of like, "What's going on with my pal?" You know. And then when you phoned me from the hospital, it was like, "Wow, you are high." The drugs they got you on was insane.
Oh yeah,
just all over the place. But
I thanked MZK. I also want to thank you yourself, Semtex, also for helping people understand what was going on, and L Plays as well. Big shout out to L Plays, who just
Sword as well
jumped on Patreon temporarily to help out, and who also donated to through Streamlabs as well to help out. So thank you, All Plays. Thank you, Peaceful Gamer, Lily from the No Man's Sky Cafe. There's honestly, guys, there's way too many people to thank. So you know who you are, and I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I do want to kind of switch. I mean, if you guys come on and you want to ask questions, that's fine. But I do want to kind of switch the topic over to No Man's Sky a little bit and reserve this subcast here for No Man's Sky. Again, if you're new to this channel, I'm sorry if this content seems quite weird to you. But I just wanted to come on and talk to people, tell everybody what happened. And so I do want to, shift the conversation to No Man's Sky. I don't have any segment like sound changes. We need to work on that. But the list inside the survey, man, I can't even talk. The list in the survey that we took, where we had to choose what features we wanted to see the most, to put out a survey like that and then all of a sudden come out with Abyss, when one of those things were enhancement to underwater exploration. To put out this survey and then come out with Abyss would be like if everybody chose, let's just say VR support, right? And that's the highest ping on the survey, VR support. And all of a sudden the Abyss comes out. It wouldn't make any sense. So I would imagine a lot of people for a long time have been wanting a lot of extra things to do underwater. So since we got the Abyss, one of the things I was thinking was, is this entire list done? And they're just going to release it over time? Like maybe the list has a little bit of tweaks to do to them, and maybe everybody clicked enhancements to underwater exploration. That was like the most popular thing on the survey. And then they go, okay, let's release Abyss. But what's exciting about this list is we got Abyss, and that is one of the options on the survey. So then you're looking at all the other things that are on here, and you could bet your bottom unit that all of these things are coming to No Man's Sky probably pretty soon. What would your guess be, Sam?
I really don't know what they're going to be bringing next, but the update is awesome. what they've added, the underwater stuff. I mean, this is stuff we've all been waiting for a long time. Me personally, myself, I've been going on about sort of the underwater stuff for such a long time that kind of it could do with a bit of sort of fleshing out, and they've done an incredible job. All the stuff I've seen so far, all the underwater building parts, all of the kind of the new underwater terrors, so to speak. Absolutely beautiful. Such a good update, and as we know with Hello Games, they're not going to stop. They're going to keep pushing it. They're going to keep making the game better and better.
Right.
As far as they can. So the future's bright.
The future is definitely bright, especially looking at this list. I mean, a lot of these things on this list, like my biggest one is stranger, more varied planets. That's the biggest one for myself. And quality. No. I'm sorry. More depth and variety in NPCs. I think the biggest thing that I would like to see worked on with No Man's Sky is the planet variation and the fauna, the animals and things like that. If they just plugged away on that for a year and just released all the other stuff, then by a year's end, they got all kinds of assets that they could just introduce into the game, different animal types and different biome types and things like that. Guys, if you want to join the show, go into our Discord, join our Discord. The link for that should be down below. And go into the room called Atlas 102.5 FM, and I'll drag you into the call here. And joining us on the show, we got Snow Obsidian. Snow, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm doing great, man.
I'm sure I know how you are.
That's good to be back online, that's for sure.
Yeah, I can understand.
Just to interject really, really quickly, everybody out there, if you're not able to help with donations and financially, one of the best and massivest ways that you can really help is to help get this out there. There's a little arrow beneath the stream that you can click to share on social media, tweet this out, send it to Facebook, any sort of social media you can share this stream on. Please do that. Let's get as many people in here, get involved in this conversation. Really, really will help Cobra just to reach as many people as you possibly can at the moment. So please, if you can, a couple of clicks and it would be a massive, massive help. Thanks,
awesome.
guys.
Thank you, Semtex. But yeah, we got a donation from Super Chat from Single Player saying, Cobro, God bless you. Glad you're back at it. All love, you the best No Man's Sky streamer, best subcaster. I'm your biggest fangirl. Keep it up, stay strong. Love your content. Glad you're back. Hope to see you in Boundless. I know, you and Semtex both.
Yep. I'll be dragging them in there, guys. I'll be dragging them in there. So get ready for that. And please come and support that as well.
We're going to do some Boundless.
It's going to be brilliant.
Within this 6 weeks, me and Sem are going to get into Boundless and see what kind of trouble we can get into. For sure. But Snow, tell me all about Abyss. I have not been able to play it yet.
Wow. Big station. Okay. I know for a fact that there are actually... where do I start? Well, first off, it's big. Not as big as Next. I'll grant you that. It's not as big as Next, but it is definitely a considerable size. They have the new submarine, as many people have speculated, and it's confirmed. It's in the game, known as the Nautilus. Nautilon? Could you confirm me on that one, Semtex? Oh, wait. Hang on, you don't play No Man's Sky anymore. Sorry.
I do play. I just don't stream it currently. But don't worry. There will be a stream coming soon, and I'm probably going to drag Cobra. We're going to get in there. We're going to do some live stuff.
Yes, I look forward to it, man. The first time I experienced Abyss, I wanted to be with you, Sam.
It's going to happen, bro. You've got my word.
All right, cool.
Definitely going to be
Thank you, Manuel.
There are some more base building parts for underwater.
Okay, cool.
There is, I think huge is an understatement right now, but there is a huge revamp of variation in the oceans. The oceans are huge. They're deep, they're big, they're amazing. Not to mention the fact that I've seen multiple variations of said ocean. So not only are they big and more, I guess you could say, fluffed.
Right.
But there are also multiple types of oceans. For example, there's like a crystal ocean, there's an exotic ocean, there's a rocky type ocean.
Ooh,
Those are
wow.
the three I've seen so far.
I see Cody saying swimming cows.
Exactly. Exactly.
Thank you, Sunfire. Thank you so much. Big shout out to Sunfire. Believe Sunfire is Legacy Zero's wife, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh.
I believe so.
Okay.
And I'm sorry if I am mistaken. I apologize. But yeah, man. Okay, so a lot newer biomes to the water. It says 5 times underwater biomes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so these alien creatures I've been seeing, because I've asked people while I was in the hospital to tweet out me some of their gameplay, and I've been seeing like these eyeballs that are down there, and they look at people.
Ah, yes.
What is that?
That is known as the abyssal horror.
Look at Cobra asking what's in the game.
Whatever you do, don't stare back into the eye.
Really, what happens?
It tries to pull you back in and kill you.
Really?
See, if you get too close to it, it will basically put you in a trance, and in order to get out of the trance, you have to repeatedly tap square, I think, or some other button, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can't attack it from range. However, there is a sweet spot you can get into, where if you're just close enough where the eye opens and you're not trapped, you can shoot it down. But yeah.
Very awesome. Very awesome. And people in the chat are saying there's a few scary monsters. Vanilla says a scary predator fish. Have you encountered any of that yet?
I have not, unfortunately, but I hope to get back into the swing of things with No Man's Sky soon. I'm currently playing it when I realize that you're alive.
That's good. That's good.
This while you're playing.
Yeah, look, I see one of those eyes right there on the trailer that I'm watching in slow motion. Yeah,
I will point
cool.
out that there's a new storyline added to the Abyss.
Oh,
the
really?
problem with that is it's very short. I mean, the only thing that takes the longest time is you having to drive the Nautilus, and that thing is slow.
Okay, so what do I do first? When I fire up my PS4 here later and I get in, I've heard people say don't do this first because it'll glitch your mission or it'll glitch this when you get to that part. What am I going to be doing first when I fire up my normal mode?
I just went in and dived straight in, no pun intended.
Do you have to first go up and scan and get a mission from Polo?
No.
No. Okay.
In fact, let me think. Let me try and recall. You have 2 ways to get the knowledge. You can buy it from the Blueprint Analyzer, or you can go through the story and get it from there.
Okay.
So, multiple ways to approach it. But
Okay,
I'm not sure how the mission could get messed up, though.
All right.
That's the first time I've heard of that.
Okay. Clint Hamilton in the chat saying we do have faster jetpacks swimming underwater. That's good.
That is true.
How is the breathing underwater now? Is it do we still run out of oxygen, and what's going on with that?
You still run out of oxygen. The great thing about the storyline in the Abyss is that straight off the bat, they give you a S-class underwater breathing tank, I guess you could say. Straight off the bat. At least
so
that's
you get the
that's
tank
what I
right off the
acquired.
bat.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So it starts off with... Do you want me to give away the spoilers?
I'm pretty sure
the thing starts out?
I'm pretty sure I'm probably the only one that has not played Abyss. I don't think there's any spoilers at this point.
Good point. Well, would you like to know how it starts out?
Sure, yeah. Go ahead and spill the beans to me.
Okay, so first off, I don't remember much of the actual dialogue or any of that, but I will say that when you fire up the game, you will see a new mission pop up. When you select it, it will say something like a trace signal is very weak, and you need to jump into your ship to scan, basically.
Okay.
And then it'll start moving forward from there.
I see.
Like I said, But the story is about a lost crew from, I believe, a freighter. They've crashed their freighter and have basically been stuck in this ocean planet. At least that's what I guess.
So that's pretty cool. So you're looking for a lost crew.
Yeah.
All right. Don't
That's
tell me the
exactly-
outcome. Don't tell me the outcome. Just
I
the
won't.
synopsis was good enough for me. Did I say synopsis?
Synopsis?
Yes, that's what I
Great,
meant to
man.
say.
There you go.
We're gonna get Vargul. Vargul's in the chat here, in Atlas. If you guys want to join the show, just jump into the Discord and wait in the Atlas 102.5 FM room. We got Vargul joining us. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Hey, Cobra, long time no hear from. I'm glad to see that you guys are home. You know?
Yes. Luckily, the wife was checked at the hospital, and she was released without any, just some, bruises and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, that's good to hear. You know, it could have been a lot worse. You know.
Right. Yeah. Well, I thank you, buddy.
Oh.
I also thank you for coming on the show, man.
Yeah. No. Thanks for having me.
Get excited, folks. Get excited. Dad's back.
I-
You know what
I-
I'm saying? Dad is back.
You know what the funnest part about this whole thing is sitting at the computer. We've got like, I don't know, 9 cats in this house, and they all want to come over to this chair that my leg is propped up in, and they won't. No matter how much I scare them, like roar, get away, and they'll run away, but then they'll come right back. So I'm armed with this little teeny tiny water squirt gun, and yes. It's target practice, baby. Every time they come near my foot, I'm like, I'm squirting them.
Putting all that blaze javelin practice into actual
Yeah,
IRL. And that's when it's going on.
Oh man, but how you enjoying Abyss?
Abyss.
I'm loving it. I'm actually a little torn right now because I'm beta testing Fallout 76 at the same time.
Ooh, are you really?
Yeah,
Not too bad.
I pre-ordered it a while back, and with your pre-ordered copy on the consoles or PC, you get early beta testing.
Ah,
So, and it's cool. I mean, it's beta, right? It's got
Right.
its glitches, its bugs, its issues, and that's to be expected. But man, similar to Fallout 4, but also very different. You know, they really did a really good job overhauling the game, and it is massive in size.
that's
What,
awesome.
gigabytes?
So, I think it was like a 96 gig download.
Man, wow. Does it feel like a Fallout game, or does it feel like a revamped version of Fallout?
It feels there's a lot of aspects of the game that are really revamped from Fallout 4. They reused a lot of the game assets from Fallout 4, but they've also added a lot of new game assets as well.
Right.
And the interesting thing about this game is that there's no, because it's online, there's no pause. You can't pause the game. So if you're in your inventory or even trying to use VATS, it's live. Like, stuff is going to attack you when you're in your menus. So you have to be really careful. A lot of heavy focus on survival. You got to drink, you got to eat, but not to the point to where it ruins the game or doesn't make it fun. You don't have to micromanage it as, a lot. So there's that. And then everything is based off crafting. And you're picking up everything and you're scrapping it. Your weapons have durability. Your armor has durability. You can build weapons and armor from the ground up using the different workbenches. The perk card system is really, really super cool. Every time you level up, you can put points into your ability, like into your special, like strength, perception, endurance, agility, all that. And then every time you add a point, depending on what category you add, is going to determine what kind of perk cards you can use that fall underneath that category. So you can really, really, really customize and specialize your character to play a certain way.
That's really cool, man.
So skill tree is really important, and it's a good mechanic in the game. You feel it really makes a difference to kind of how you end up playing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the really cool thing is that even though when you level up, you get 1 skill point to put into like your strength, into your attributes, but your perk cards you can swap out and change on the fly. You know, so if you pick up a brand new card, you can swap out one card for another if you want to change them out. Or you can add to your deck as well, as long as you have the appropriate points under each skill.
So you're really battling it out between should I play Fallout 76 or Abyss, man? You gotta, yeah. How do you do that with a flip of a coin?
It's really tough, and like, but you know, what Bethesda did is they have localized times. They have blocks of time that their servers are up that you can play, and then they bring their servers down so they can do patches and fixes and recode or whatever it is that they need to do to fix the game, because that's really what we're doing is we're beta testing it for them.
That's cool.
And so when the servers are down, I'm back into No Man's Sky.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely, most definitely. Well, it's good that you're enjoying both games. Actually, I'm really interested in Fallout 76, and I still haven't even played Abyss yet, but I'm going to be playing it this evening, probably, most definitely.
Yeah. So Abyss is really cool, and what I find differently in Abyss than I've done in some of the other expansions, it's really the first thing I did is I added onto my base and started building like a harbor because I wanted a special place just for my sub, Right.
Yeah.
But they really focused on the update, especially with the size of or the scale of the underwater biomes. You'll find yourself using, I think, your sub for that terrain more than you would probably use on some of your land vehicles. And the reason being is because a lot of times it's easy for me to just run off and blast a handful of rocks or whatever to gather some of the resources I want. But with the sub, if you're underwater, you have to deal with not only the creatures and some of the threat that's down underneath there, but you have to deal with air as well. So you mine more frequently from your sub than I would think that you would do from your other exocrafts.
Right. And did they make the oceans deeper?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. And it's funny too because I traveled a couple of star systems and I found some really shallow planet biomes, where the water's really shallow, and it wouldn't support a sub because it's only like knee high or waist high. So your sub has to be your terminal has to be completely submerged underwater in order to summon your sub.
Yeah.
But some of the planets I found, they had water. A lot of it, like 50% of the planet was water, but really shallow. And I thought that was kind of interesting too, especially when you see some of the content that you typically find underwater, like these big salt crystals or these big chlorine crystals. And instead of them being submerged underwater, they're in the water, but they're jutting out from the top of the water, breaking the surface. It's really cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
Really cool.
Big shout out to Scott Bixler doing a super chat saying, "Oh my God, I'm so happy for you and your family, Cobra." Thank you so much, Scott. JSB super chat as well saying, "I'd love to see amphibious vehicles." That's probably in the works. SG, thank you so much, JSB. SG Fan 206 says, "Hey Cobra, here's a bit of support from my side. Been watching your videos since Revenge of the Survivor and absolutely love your channel. I was shocked to hear about the accident, and I'm so glad you're here to hear your voice again. Thank you so much, buddy. I do appreciate that, guys. 100% do. So I'm going to add." We don't have a train whistle in here, so let me see. Look, the guy with the train whistle. The train whistle has arrived. Jimothy, what is going on, buddy?
Hey. Not much. Yeah, I didn't prepare anything in advance. I was...
Just, hey!
What's going on? What's going on, Jimothy? Yes.
What's going on, Jimothy? Hey! It's like Fonzie from Happy Days. Oh, man, what's going on, dude? Are you enjoying Abyss?
As a matter of fact, I am not. My computer has not been able to run it.
Oh, no, why?
It's been just really finicky lately, and I mean, I'm gonna get everything all upgraded and fixed, but I'm gonna wait until Christmas to do that, just because that's when I would.
Oh, so it's not something that's wrong with the PC version?
No, it's not wrong with the PC version. It's wrong with my computer specifically.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all.
Coming soon though, so that might be a good time to get some of the more expensive PCs, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm waiting toward. That's why I'm waiting until like the holiday season to do any repairs.
Right. So what else is going on, Jimothy?
If you think about it, like Cobra, the best Christmas present he could ever have would be a car, so he and his family can get around the things they need to do. So if you can, there's a Streamlabs link in the chat below. I will link it in the actual chat as well. So anyone that's able, please consider helping him out if it's all possible. It would be a massive help to him and his family. So yeah, if you can,
I do appreciate the support that everyone's given. It means a lot to me, guys. It really does. Jimothy, okay, so have you been able to play anything, or do you have a console?
I do, but I'm not about to buy the game twice when I can play it in like a little while. So I'm just gonna kind of wait it out.
Okay, so you haven't been playing any games at all.
Not really. I mean, less demanding ones can still run, but like it's just kind of like my computer's been and like overheating issues and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's never good at all.
I mean, as far as console games go, I'm thinking about getting Red Dead.
Oh, Red Dead. I cannot wait to get that game. I really can't. I can't get it now, but yeah, man. I've been looking at everybody's gameplay on Red Dead. That game looks so beautiful. Like, I could just get lost just not even playing the storyline. Just, I don't know, just pretending I'm a cowboy, just cruising around.
My art teacher was actually spending an entire class telling us a story about, like, his horse tripped on, like, a rock, and he had to put it down because it was just not good. Like, the game was forcing him to do that. And, like, there was just, like, a 30-minute procedure for, like, a 5-minute mission, and he ended up having to put his horse down.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I heard they added a lot of realism to that game.
Yeah, like, every little detail. It's crazy.
A Peaceful Gamer in the chat saying, set aside an hour and a half just to install Red Dead. Wow, is it really that big?
Yeah, supposedly.
Huh. Very cool, man. Yeah, well, there's a lot of stuff out there to keep us busy. Fallout 76 next month, right? It comes out next month, right?
Actually, it comes out this month. It comes out November 14th, I believe.
Oh, wow, it's already November. I'm sitting here thinking I'm still in October.
Oh, by the way, before I forget, the reason I was here.
That's right. Thank you, man. You can't do anything without that train whistle.
Nope.
So yeah, we got Red Dead. We got the Fallout 76 this month. We got the Abyss to play through. A bunch of other things that I was actually keeping an eye out to, but I can't remember what they are. My memory's all jarred.
Satisfactory.
Satisfactory, yeah. The beta keys went out, but everyone who got that beta key for Satisfactory is under an NDA. An NDA, and they can't upload content out of it, but I'm sure somebody's going to leak it.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Somebody's saying, shh. Oh, good stuff. But yeah, I mean, going back to looking at that list from the survey, we can already cross enhancements to underwater exploration right off the table. I mean, I wonder how many people are watching this. If how many people, like, what did you pick on that survey, guys? Anybody that took that survey, how many people picked enhancements to underwater exploration? Because I'm wondering if that was the most popular, and that's why they released this version of No Man's Sky. And if most of these might be ready to go, and they just want to roll them out systematically.
I'm not actually. I don't actually remember what my pick was. I think it was. Yeah, I honestly don't remember. But I can imagine how the underwater exploration thing would be a big thing.
Right. So
I picked. On that list, I picked more. It's probably not very popular, but I picked more base building depth because I like the base building in survival games. That's one of my main focuses of gameplay.
Right.
And although I think that No Man's Sky base building is really, really good, they give you a lot of variety. It's not polished. The pieces don't snap well together. If you try to lay out a flat foundation of 50 blocks in length or 50 floors in length, then you're going to notice variation in height and placement, and it's just not real clean. So you really have to fidget with it. If you're OCD, if you just don't care, then just lay him down. But I'm real fit when it comes to base building, and they've done a lot, and when we've seen a lot of content added with the community updates and stuff like that. So, so they are paying attention to base building. I wish they would kind of fine tune it.
Yeah, well, that's definitely on the list. And the way I look at this list is what you see there is what we're going to be getting here eventually. So we are going to get more base building depth. We are going to get more stranger and more varied planets. Quality of life improvements are going to continually be improved on, probably with weekly updates. More depth and variety in NPCs, which I hope for. Replace orbs with full character models. I think that goes hand in hand with the larger multiplayer lobbies. And we already got the enhancements to underwater exploration, polish of existing features, and VR support, which out of all this list, I would like to see VR support come last, because I really feel like they need to focus on more varied planets and stranger planets, and the variety in the NPCs and the fauna that we see on the planets, things like that. I would like to see that before we get the VR support.
Yeah,
I second that.
Like, it's cool, but not a lot of
customizations as well.
Right.
That's customization of ships, being able to sort of like craft and mold stuff to be like more individual to you as a player. I think that's definitely going to be, in the workings, even though it might not have necessarily been mentioned.
Right. Joining us on the subcast, we've got Martin Requiem. Martin, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, hello, guys.
It's good to hear your voice, buddy. It's really good to hear your voice.
That's good to hear too, bro. Glad you're doing okay, but we are on the subject of the abyss, so just want to say that, voice that.
Wait, you're talking too fast. What?
I said, glad you're doing okay, but we are on the subject of the abyss, so we
Thank you, buddy. I do appreciate that. I do. So, what about you, Martin? Abyss?
I'm just gonna, this gonna sound strange from a guy who's always known as being a fanboy and stuff. I'm actually starting to get utterly bored with No Man's Sky, and I'll give you my honestly no crap reason for that. That is what you were saying earlier. They need to work on variation. The underwater stuff, it's cool, it's excellent, but it's all the bloody same on every planet, in every galaxy. It's all the same.
What, the water is?
No, the underwater things, it's all the same. It's just a copy and paste of the same kind of ornaments they place everywhere. And the first reason I stopped playing the game is because what I do, I explore. I don't build bases, I just explore. And it's still strange to me if you see one type of creature on one planet and you go a couple of other galaxies ahead, you still see the same creature. So, but I'm currently, I still love the game. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not a hater. Oh, I'm not a hater. I fought haters in the group. People who know me. But just to be honest, I just laid the controller down, and I am actually either waiting for Raymond's Rayrod's overhaul mod.
Right.
That would give me some interest, or indeed, like I think they're gonna do is, like you said earlier, that list they got, they need to work on that variation, so you can actually show screenshots to your friends, like, hey, look at this, I bet nobody has seen this before. And what you currently now see, if you find a cool creature, then you go on one of the Facebook groups and you see other people post the same exact creature, maybe with another color texture, and that just puts me off. There's no incentive for me to explore that world of No Man's Sky. Well, I do still love the game, and I'm very happy that this team is working so hard, where other teams would have said, all this negative stuff, we just gonna call it quits and we're not doing anymore. So, big applause to Hello Games for keep updating it. But currently, I don't know. I just cannot get myself into the game anymore. So that's kind of my perspective, and I might sound very different than I might have sound before, but I'm just gotta be honest. It's
No,
not really.
and honesty is very good. It's what's going to drive the game forward. And I mean, if we sit
Yeah.
here and keep pretending, hey, the planets are okay the way they are now, and there's something weird about the planets. I feel like there was more variation before Next.
Yeah, I what I'm missing, and some people might have found it, are just because there's something stupid. I like planets with purple grass. I never see planets with purple grass anymore, or purple trees. I don't know. Maybe if you go to an exotic planet, it's always either red, or it's blue grass.
Yeah.
But I have to say, on the PC version, the new tessellation option, it's absolutely wonderful. If you put that on Ultra, the terrain looks so much more better with actual depth within the rock wall. So that's a big plus.
Very
I
true.
think
Very
all
true.
of that sort of stuff is what we're going to see with the further development. I think they've made a really, really good baseline with Next. I think
True.
they've pushed it in the right way. The planets are more believable as being actual places. I think the variation is something that like the whole community has been talking about, and I think that's reflected in the feedback we've been getting from Header Games as well. So I'm sure that's going to be coming. With Header Games, you can never put a definitive timeline on it, but they seem to be really wanting to push out as much content as they can and to try and make the game as good as it can be. So,
Yeah,
Exactly.
and also what I wanted to add is, my Deco VR, which I might be interested in because I'm planning on getting into the world of VR soon, but what they need to do is to make a first-person perspective in every exocraft. So you can sit in your cockpit of your exocraft, especially in a submarine, and hopefully they're going to work on that too.
Yeah, I don't know why that's not an option. Like, why is that?
A nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Shit. Let us customize the inside. Let us put some bobbleheads up. Let's get a Cobra bobblehead.
That'd be
Let's
sweet.
do that. Come on.
I'm sorry, I bumped my mic. But yeah, I think the variation, I think that's what they need to strive for from here on out. Keep doing the weekly updates, adding little things there. Maybe even some of the variation could be added in through the weekly updates. But I think a definite, another big update with a reset is needed to really bring back. There was variation before, but it was still lackluster as far as variation is concerned. But it's even more so now, I feel. But the game looks better than it did before. So now I think they're in a good position to really just start working on like one of those things on that list, stranger, more varied planets. And I think that's what we could see with the next big update. Because I guarantee you, if for some reason the underwater exploration was the highest priority on the survey, as far as results go, I guarantee you the varied planets is next in line.
How big is the current team of Hello Games? How many people do they have working right now?
I'm not sure.
How many?
I'm not sure. I've lost track of who's leaving, who's being added on. I think they're keeping a lot of that secret.
Okay, but any
last I recall, I think this is only about like 15 or 21. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, so
That was a while ago.
What I wanted to point out is if one single person, and I'm talking about Ray Rod, can do wonderful things like that, why can't a team make variation in the game? That's my whole point,
It's going to happen.
Well,
man.
Ray
It's gonna
Rod's a
happen.
god, that's the thing.
It's amazing stuff, and they want to make sure it's really, really good. I think ultimately, given kind of the history of the game and kind of the feedback they've got from the community, they know it's something is wanted, and they will work towards it.
Yeah.
But, as with all things, I think sometimes it's easier said than done, and I think they want to make sure it's just right.
Right. And with Ray Rod, his main focus is on variation only. He doesn't have like a whole community saying, "Hey, can you add this? Can you add this? Can you prove on this? Can you prove on that?" So Hello Games is trying to spread real evenly. Go ahead.
Can I interrupt on what you said? His focus is on adding new content. It's the other way around. He said recently on Facebook he's not really busy with variation. He's adding his own created content to his project. That's what he's doing.
I have seen his. He's creating new trees and things like that inside the. He's been showing us previews inside the secret chat. But I guess he's doing that too. But again, I guess that's part of variation. And his main focus is variation, whether that be new content or using the game mechanics that are already there to create new variation, but it's still only variation. He's not worried about multiplayer lobbies or VR or questions on making better quality of life improvements or anything like that. So he's not spread as thin as he's not being asked by the whole entire community, add this, add that, add this, add this, add that.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
you know, Ray Rod's not sitting there going, what do I work on first? What do they really want next? You know, so Hello Games has got that issue laying on their doorstep. You know, they're like, okay, well, everybody's asking for this and that and this and this and this. What do we add first? And I think that, you know, the more vocal, like you're being right now, is a good thing. You're being vocal about how you want more variation, because that, to me, in my opinion, is what the game needs the most. Is variation.
Yep.
Constructive criticism.
Yep. I'm a huge fan.
Interesting.
Like I said, I'm a huge fan of the game, you know, and it's just I as a fan, I just feel kind of not. I don't know if it's disappointed in myself, but no, I kind of stopped playing it because of that aspect of variation, which if you are an explorer, you just miss. I mean, I can do a lot of things. I can start building absolutely nice bases and stuff, you know, and do little mini quests. But to me, if you are an explorer mainly in the game, like I said again, I'm going to start to repeat myself here. You just keep seeing at a certain point, hey, this looks too familiar, that looks too familiar. And okay, now in honesty, maybe our actual real universe is boring as hell. There's probably a lot of those dirt planets out there, but at least make the game a little bit more varied. And indeed, like you said, Semtex, they probably gonna work on that because it's in their list, you know. And like Cobra said, why would you have a survey? Well, at the same time, they already had that, you know, underwater thing, what was also in the survey. So I bet everything on that list is being worked on currently.
Right.
Absolutely, no question. Just want to say really quickly, huge shout out to Sword. He's in the chat there, and he's saying, good to see you, and kind of getting better, Cobra. Thank you ever so much, Sword.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Sword.
Like pushing out the message, getting Cobra as much help as you can. Well appreciate that, man.
Yes, thank you so much, buddy. You've been a big help, dude.
Definitely go check Sword out, man. He's a good guy. And yeah, just click on the 3 dots next to it again. Check out his channel. Give him some Cobra love.
Most definitely, most definitely. We have Midnight Ranger joining us on the subcast as well. Midnight Ranger, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. How are you doing? It's really great to hear you. And first of all, guys, I have to warn you. I'm Russian, so my English can get really messy. So I'm sorry for that at first.
It's my favorite accent of all. I love the Russian accent. No, I'm serious. I think that's why I fell in love with Nico Bellic so much.
Yeah, well, he's not, you know, actually Russian. He's from some Serbia, I think. And so it's
really?
Eastern Europe. Yeah,
I guess I didn't pay attention too closely.
Yeah, but it's a funny fact that he was based on the character of Alexander Mashkov. It's a Russian actor who's playing in some film. I forgot the name of this film, and they took the Nico Bellic look was taken exactly from the movie. So I just wanted to say that it's great to hear you, Cobra. It's great to see you online, to see that everything's going, everything's, you know, you're doing well. You're getting well. So I don't know if you remember me or not, but I reached out to you on Twitter, and you know, I just wanted to say that there are a lot of people in No Man's Sky community. Maybe not all of them, you know, are your fans or like you, but I think it's incredibly heartbreaking to see what happened to you, to your car, to the family, that it was put in danger. And Jesus, it's a long rant. I'm sorry for that.
No, it's completely fine, dude.
Yeah, and it's incredibly, I think it's important to, you know, to support you no matter what, even we like you or not, you know, and other people. It's great to hear you and to see that you're doing well.
I appreciate that, Midnight Ranger.
Yeah,
we'll get used to it because he's coming. He's coming home, guys. Dad's home, and content's going to be coming. It might not be quite as much initially, but trust me, these next 6 weeks, you're going to be seeing a lot of Dad. To get used to it.
Absolutely too much.
It's really great to hear. Also about the Abyss. So the problem is that the Abyss came out right on the week of the release of the Red Dead Redemption. So
Oh, yeah.
it's it's really hard to choose. So first of all, I wanted to address that Abyss is great. I mean, by the visual aspect, is it's really great. It's the seeing the crashed freighter underwater. It's blowing my mind.
Right.
To quote the famous meme of the Sean Murray. So.
Yeah.
So the problem with Abyss actually starts from the beginning, because it starts from you getting the point of interest. So you have this location that you need to get to, but it's underwater, and in order to get to this location, you need to land somewhere and swim. So I was swimming for 5 minutes, because I found this ocean planet and landed there, and just was I'm actually was lucky to see the little island near the location I need to get there. So yeah, it's kind of messy, and the problem is also that I don't know, Cobra, do you have a basic PS4 or it's PS4 Pro?
Just a basic.
Oh, okay. So I don't know. It's just mine PS4. I also have basic.
Sorry to interject. Just 1 second.
Yeah.
Hello there, Cobra. This is Mrs. Semtex. It's good to hear you're back on the mend, or on the road to recovery, should I say?
Oh, thank you so much, Mrs. Semtex.
She's off to bed now, but she wanted to say quick.
Oh, I appreciate that, Semtex. Thank you so much, buddy. Tell her I said thank you.
I will do. Good night, baby. Sorry about interjecting there, guys.
Yeah, so the performance is quite low, and I'm kind of okay with this in No Man's Sky, because the performance otherwise quite low. I think, well, I don't have an FPS counter, but I think it's somewhere about 20. Somewhere we can get a frame drops to 15 or 10 FPS. And it's funny, because in RDR2 there is a big town that also have the PS4 basic. It also have some performance problems, and it's not so bad. I'm like, well, it's not a problem at all, because in No Man's Sky I have incredibly high frames drops. So yeah, so that's about Abyss. But I mean, visually it's okay. I wasn't I just went right into Red Dead Redemption, and just I'm still there, but after I complete that, I think I'll go back to No Man's Sky and play the whole story of the Abyss.
Very awesome, dude. Yeah, I mean, choosing between Red Dead and No Man's Sky has got to be. I don't own Red Dead, but I wish I did. But if I did, I don't know what. I'd have to flip a coin, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, because we was waiting for Red Dead Redemption 2 for what was the first one, the year it came out? I think it was 2010.
Yes.
So it was like 8 years. It's quite a lot.
Yeah, it's been a while. Rockstar, man, when they work on a game, they work on it for a long, long time. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And they keep everything secret.
Yeah, and also there are a lot of the scandal was published. The scandal happened right before the release of Red Dead Redemption. It's about the crunches, how people overwork their hours and not getting paid, so not getting paid, and it's the whole conversation. But still, they seen the tiny details they put in the Red Dead Redemption. Something incredible. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Cobra, can I say something?
Sure, buddy. Go ahead.
And it's a little bit off topic. It's still about No Man's Sky. I don't know how everybody else feels about the community events. I love them. I think they're fantastic. It's a great way to engage the community and at the same time allow players to gain additional content, whether it's for base building or emotes or whatnot. But the one problem I have with it, and if Hello Games is listening, they should make the content that you purchase with Quicksilver account bound. Because if you start a new game, you cannot get that content. Events are over.
Yep, exactly. I had the same problem with starting a new game. I was like, I didn't thought of that. I knew I was gonna lose everything. I was like, yeah, okay, where's my cool gesture I had bought before? I'm like, oh wait, I lost that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You know, and a lot of the content that you can purchase with the Quicksilver, I mean, it's aesthetics, right? But it's still cool to have, and you don't want to lose that if you decide to make a new character.
Right. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You know, and I don't know.
As well, at the same time, it would be lovely for there to be. I mean, it is a community event after all, and that is like the name that's being used. So it would be lovely for those events to go in the direction. It would kind of, make it important that people play together, help kind of form the community, get the community working together to achieve things.
That's my biggest complaint with the weekly events. Yeah, is that they're not super community driven.
No, they're more. They're calling them community events, but they're really just events.
I understand. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting that they have this, the plot line, the subplot line about the Unification Day, and maybe it will lead us to something big, like maybe the official Unification Day by the Hello Games. That will be interesting to see.
I really hope we get the larger multiplayer lobbies before Unification Day. I think that would be so much more cooler. But that's just a big wish. If you're listening, Hello Games. I know I want more varied planets, but events like Unification Day would be so much more cooler if we had larger lobbies and we could just.
Well, yeah. Well,
gotta be careful.
What I need to do, and I'm just gonna name a game here. People are not gonna like this. Look at Elite Dangerous. Why? Because you got their community things, and it is a percentage. The more people who are participating in an event, the more a value of a prize becomes. And they need to do something in No Man's Sky where everybody works toward trying to unleash a new item, by having the percentages up. So that's helping each other in the community to unlock certain things.
Right.
And that should be a way how it's done. Because now, even if I go to these events in No Man's Sky, I just do them alone. I do them offline. I do them solo. I don't need other people to help me, And if they need to make it in such a way that you need to help each other to unlock the things you get from Quicksilver. And then talk...
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that what separates No Man's Sky from Elite is that Elite, everyone works towards a common goal.
Yeah.
In No Man's Sky, everyone is working by themselves for their own thing,
exactly.
Based on the game itself.
And use the assets.
Also, there's a siren coming on. I'm going to mute for a second.
Monstrosities, like have like a one that's triple the size that you need. 3 or 4 people to get together so you can actually take it out and have there be like a loot drop that's instanced to each person so that you will personally benefit, but it really does kind of push you to work together. That's what communities are about. It's like you say, it's about working together to achieve a common goal, and that's like it's amazing. That sort of sense of kind of, we've worked together, we've achieved this as a team. That's what communities do.
I would love to see that. Yeah, 100% would love to see that in the weekly events. We have Sword on the call. Sword, what's going on, bud? How you doing?
What's up, buddy? Good to hear you, man.
Just wanted to say thanks, man. Oh, yeah, thank you, buddy.
I just had an interesting thought in regards to the community events thing. Does anyone remember? Because I know that's probably heavily overlooked. The Galactic Commission Station. It's located in your freighters, and if you have a squad of 4 or less, but still, you can take on group missions. If Hello Games is listening, and I'm sure they are or not, Hello Hello Games, you might want to take a look at the Galactic Commission station. Because if you can make it something similar to that, but on a larger scale, you can create the community event the way Elite, in a similar way that Elite does it, but not exactly. Just a thought.
Yeah, it's a good thought. It's a good thought. And, the subcast, it's one of the things that these are for, is to give the community a voice. Because Hello Games might not watch every one of our videos, maybe 1 out of 100 or something like that, maybe. But they do listen. And it's a good way for people to come on the show and kind of give good feedback to, how you guys want the game to be played. And I think it's good medicine for the game. I think it helps the game, push it in the right direction. But I think Sword got cut off. Sword.
Oh, sorry.
I'm super happy to have you on, dude.
No, dude, man, anytime. I'm just, like I said, glad to see you doing well, man.
I appreciate that.
Praying for you a lot and hoping you get back to a full recovery and, get you all your stuff sorted out, man. I know,
6 to 8 weeks. That's when I can walk again on both of my feet.
Oh, my goodness, dude.
So you almost killed Cobra, you know that?
Do what?
You almost killed Cobra, you know that? Because there's a sword in his trunk.
Oh, let me describe the sword. That's okay. Don't ask me why there's a sword in the trunk, because I'm not going to explain why. But I had a sword in the trunk, and the impact, because we were traveling about 45, 50 miles an hour when we impacted this thing. It was moving 2 miles an hour. And so it was almost like hitting something that was dead stopped. So the sword that was in the back came through the back seat halfway through and tried to actually come through and stab me.
Wow. How could you, Sword?
Look,
How could you?
I know, man.
That's my daughter's side, too. That's where she sits, my 5-year-old. And if my daughter would have been in the car, she would have been killed by the sword alone.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So for a second, I was about to say, why
Just want to say, real quick cutting. Just want to say a huge thanks to L-Plays for that donation. That's super.
Oh, we got to. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much, L-Plays.
Thank you for all of that. That's absolutely amazing. And again, guys, if you want to help out, you can do that in 2 ways. You can either donate via the Streamlabs donation in the description below, or you can just share this out to as many people as possible. Let's get this out there. Let's get Cobra's voice being heard by everyone in the community again. Let everyone know Dad's okay, Dad's back, and he's going to be going in hard over the next few weeks. Expect content.
That's right. Thank you so much, L-Plays. It reads, welcome back, Cobra. Hope you're doing okay. Can't stay, but thought I'd send some love. Love right back at you, buddy. Thank you so much, dude. I really do appreciate that. But yeah, the sword tried to come through the seat to stab me. It acted like a torpedo.
I mean, I think it's quite a story to explain to the police officers what's the sword doing in your trunk. It's, quite a story.
They didn't ask. The police didn't ask about the sword.
I got a feeling they thought you were probably already having a bad enough day.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find a picture of the sword. I had it on Twitter.
It's on there.
Is it on Twitter? I can't remember if I put it on Twitter or Facebook.
Let's see.
If I can interrupt for a second, you said 8 weeks. I was saying you definitely gotta get Red Dead then if you're gonna be you're gonna be off your feet for that long.
Yeah, I think the important thing is I gotta wait to get a car first. Then I can focus on. Yeah, I can't find the.
Oh my gosh, Martin!
I can't. Yeah, find the sword.
I had a question of somebody if I could make a cowboy hat on the Hello Games logo, so I made that today. It's in the SUBCAST chat for you guys to see it.
Cannot unsee.
Hey, Cobra, I wanted to add something else to the conversation as well,
sure,
if
buddy.
that's okay. So, I don't know how many people enjoy the base building aspect of No Man's Sky. And this may be common knowledge, but I've done some research and couldn't find it anywhere on the web. But a lot of people seem to be crashing based on the size of their base builds. And so I did some testing. And it seems to me when you throw down a base computer, like a base terminal, to claim an area that you're going to build in, that doesn't give you an unlimited range. It gives you a perimeter, and that perimeter is not visibly defined. You can't see it. But if you take steps and you walk from your base terminal and you walk out for a long distance, you'll notice that your build menu will change to a standard menu, for like exocrafts and stuff that.
Yeah.
Okay. If you throw down a base piece at the edge of the perimeter of the terminal that allows you to build in, it'll let you set that piece down, but that piece no longer is recognized by your base terminal per se. It becomes a global object.
Oh, really?
And over a period of time, you'll end up with a memory leak, and it'll crash your game. So the only way to get around that is if you walk just past the border of the base terminal that the terminal gives you, and you lay down another base terminal, you can have overlapping areas, and then you'll be able to connect two different base terminals together that way by building your structure.
Oh, very interesting.
So I just thought I'd throw that out there because I struggled for a couple of weeks base building, and I couldn't think, why is my damn game crashing?
Yeah.
And it was getting to the point where I noticed it crashed, and then I'd log in. I'd be able to play a couple hours, and then it would crash again. And then I'd log in, and I'd play for like a half hour, and then it would crash. And then I would log in, and I'd play for like 10 or 15 minutes. And it seemed to have been compounding, and I was having a more difficult time of staying logged into the game for any lengthy duration of time. But when I deleted the base that I was building, my game became stable. And that's when I started testing it. So if you guys are base builders, anybody that's out there that's listening, if anybody's a big time base builder, please be aware of the area that you're building in, and don't exceed the perimeter that the base terminal gives you to build in. Because if you do, it will crash your game.
I see.
Yeah, good point to bring out to Boyd.
Information there. We got Lorigan in the super chat saying, "Welcome back, mate. On my way to work. Wish I was on the subcast. Hi to all the Cobros." We got Keep Calm and Game On saying, "Wish I could give more, bro. Paying for you and your family. Cobros, let's help Cobra get a new car. Every little bit helps. Get well soon, buddy." And thank you so much. Keep Calm and Game On. And just to let everybody know, when I say new car, I don't mean new car. I'm just gonna buy like a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 vehicle just to get me back and forth to work right away. And
You're gonna buy a rust bucket.
That's right. I'm gonna have a real rust bucket. Yeah.
Anyways, guys, something else I noticed. I don't know if this is because of the Abyss update. What I noticed, I started a new save. Okay, so first thing I noticed, the free freighter is gone, or I have a bug. I don't get a free freighter anymore. Now, the second thing I noticed, if you own more than one ship, as soon as your launch thruster is not fueled, you cannot call your ship to you. And before, I know that if you fill up your current ship that is active, then you can still summon your other ship. That's no longer a thing. So currently now I'm in a game. I don't have the money for a freighter. I demolished my base because I just wanted to explore. And I parked my one ship somewhere, and I don't know where it is anymore, so I cannot call it to me because the launch thrusters are not fueled. So basically, I have to wait until I finally have the money for a freighter to hopefully can get my ship back.
Oh man!
Because but the free freighter thing, I don't know if that's actually a thing, because the first freighter war is mostly kind of scripted, that event, and you get the freighter for free. Now I had to pay for it. I was like, huh, what? So just be aware, if you start a new game, you probably either I have a bug, but I see multiple people talk about it, like, where's my free freighter? So no more freebies.
That's interesting.
Well, it makes you work harder. I mean, that gives you some goal now, instead of having a free freighter. Now it gives that's a goal to work towards to now, like, maybe I should get my freighter.
Right. Yeah.
Especially if you lost your ship.
Yeah. Razgul in the super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry. I'm actually sorry that I interrupted. My first freighter was actually an A-class 7-segment Sentinel freighter.
That was my first.
And that
too.
was for free. That was for free.
That was
I got
before the Abyss update.
Yes, before
Yeah,
the
like-
Abyss.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just talking purely if you start a new save right now. Then that event, the first freighter is not free anymore, it seems.
Wow.
It's just I thought you said something like, I don't know if this was working before. I thought you said something like that.
No, before it worked. Before with Next, I got my free freighters, the first thing I got, and I never went for another one, you know. So.
Because there's nothing else to do. Anyway.
Very interesting.
Now what?
What's that?
Saying now what?
I'm actually starting to get into a little bit of pain, and I'm going to take some pain pills, and I'm going to be very sluggish. So I'm probably going to go ahead and end the stream here really soon.
Okay.
You need your rest, Cobra. You need your rest. We all understand. So you get better, bro.
I tell you what, in the last
as soon as Cobra's ready, and he's feeling sort of a little bit in pain and stuff like that, guys, get ready. Me and Cobra are going to do the stream together. You can see our reaction to the Abyss. So
since the accident, I have slept more since then to now than I have probably in the past half a year. I've been like asleep most of the time. Like in the hospital, I'd wake up and I'd realize, okay, I'm still in the hospital. Go back to sleep. Wake up, go back to sleep.
It's like Benjamin.
Like this is nightmare over
in reverse right now.
No.
We got another super chat from Jean-Luc Frank saying, been a fan since before No Man's Sky launch. Wishing you and your wife best wishes and a speedy recovery. Thank you so much for all the wonderful, entertaining content over the years. Thank you so much, Jean-Luc. I really appreciate that. Awesome name, too.
Funny saying that.
Just before we cut out here, guys, I just want to reiterate that a massive thank you for all the support the show on Twitter, for all of the messages. They all help. All your thoughts, prayers, all of that positive energy. It really does make a difference. Again, if you can help in any way, please, if you can, via the Streamlabs link. I'm just about to chuck it into the chat there again.
Right. And guys, I won't mention it after this.
You know?
On future streams, I won't be mentioning it at all ever again. But if you happen to hear this and you do want to help donate to help us get a car, even if I'm not streaming live, the Streamlabs link in the description of the video, you can help us out that way. But again, this is going to be the only time I will ever ask for that. Future streams, I won't even be bringing it up. And I won't let anybody else bring it up either, just because I want to just focus on the content and, you know, the games that we cover, No Man's Sky, all that stuff. And then...
So is that like 555 Rust Bucket?
Yeah.
Let us never speak of this event again.
That's right. That's right. All right, guys. Look, everybody that has been supporting me on Twitter, Facebook, with all the kind words and support, likes, and, you know, just reaching out and wishing me, good, you know, recovery, fast recovery, and things like that. Thank you so much. It has been the light of my day. It's been the smile on my face that has got me through all of it, and I do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, and I'll never forget it. And you are the best community that any YouTuber can ever have, and I never take that for granted, and I'm lucky to have you guys. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for coming on the call tonight.
It was a pleasure, actually.
Yeah, I'm glad that you guys are home and safe now.
Yeah, me too. And watch out for smoke. Remember, if you see smoke or dust, there's a reason for it. Even if nobody else in your lanes or nobody else is freaking out by it, at least be cautious. Learn from this guy right here. Don't take that dust for granted. It's got to be coming from somewhere, and there's got to be a reason for it. So always be cautious.
Yeah,
I want to get something started here as well. Let's get this going. I want to see on Twitter, Facebook, all these things, Hashtag Cobratron. Let's get this going.
Yes, I'm half man, half. What do they call it at the hospital? They call it hardware. I have hardware in my foot. I got a screw in my knee because the stuff that's there that's supposed to hold the joint together is not there anymore. So I gotta. I'm like
Cobra
Cobratron.
Corvex.
Yeah, I'm half Corvax. At least, I guess to my a positive thing that they didn't add amphibian parts to me. Then I'd be like a half Gek or something like that. That'd be disgusting.
Also, important thing: don't drive swords in your trunk.
Yes, that's another thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Take your swords out of your trunk, everybody. Wait, am I the only one? Wait, in case I'm not, take your swords out of your trunks. Because they become weapons with the centrifugal force or whatever.
Sword. SEN.
If not, at least just keep the sword sheathed. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming out to the stream. I appreciate it. Love you guys so much. And I, like I said, I'm off for 6 weeks. Probably more than that, but I will be doing all kinds of stuff, doing live streams, making some content, searching for games, maybe doing some more developer interviews, things like that, and more Beyond Good and Evil 2 coverage, more No Man's Sky coverage, everything. So by the time 6 weeks is up, you guys are going to be tired of me.
Never.
We would be happy to tire you. To be tired.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming out. I'll see everybody later.
Take care.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Cobra.
Bye,
By the
buddy.
way.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Dude. when everyone's left, Cobra would like to speak with you about something.
All right. Hang on, bud.
Sure, take your time.